super secret tech here, and I was just going to do a updated deck list for my blue-white Tron that I've been working on. I did decide to go ahead and add the combo package, and so doing that has really helped my games. I did stay with the Trinket Mage package as well, and the Engineered Explosives are the changes that I made to one of the deck lists that I found. Plus, I also added in Sundering Titan in the sideboard, just because it's a really good target for Unburial Rites against a lot of matches. And so I made that change up for Karn. So it's still kind of a hybrid between what I was playing and what I decided to change it to. The mana base, the Urzalands are the same. I added 3 colonnades, only running 1 hollowed fountain, running 4 coasts, 1 plains, 1 mountain. I added 1 Academy of Ruins for the Engineered Explosives, and I add an Eye of Ugin. Basically what this does is lets me fetch either Emrakul or Sundering Titan out of the sideboard, and I added a Ghost Quarter to it. So now instead of running, I think I was running 23 lands, and or maybe even 24. I went up a land. I went to 25, and I also have a land in the sideboard that I'll get to here in a little bit. I went down on the removal package, so now there's just 4 remands main deck, 3 Trinket Mages for the fetching of either Expedition maps or Engineered Explosives. I also have a sideboard choice for the Trinket Mage package as well. 4 Zurius Signets, 1 Talisman of Progress. The reason it's 4 to 1 is that even though the Talisman's better on turn 2, the Signets are much better because they tap for both colors and they don't deal damage. And then 4 Expedition maps to fetch any of my lands. These are even more important in this build because I'm running more one-ofs. I had the Ruins or the Tron pieces were all I was looking for in the last build. Now I might be looking for a Ghost Quarter. Now I might be looking for an Eye of Ugin. So the maps are even more important. 1 Emrakul, the reason I kind of have him separated is this is the main gifts package, and I'll go over that here in just a second. But Emrakul's really good because you can gifts for him and 1 other card and shuffle your library, and that's a strategy sometimes. Um, and also if you draw him late on the game when you have the mana to cast him, he just blows out the game. It's really hard to deal with him. As far as the gifts combo, basically it just depends on what deck you're facing, what you get with this package. Normally you'll cast Gifts Ungiven, getting Unburial Rites in either Iona, Elish Norn, or Wormcoil Engine. If it's a monocolor deck, you just get Iona and you should win the game. It almost always wins. If you're versus a multicolor deck that's heavy creature, like something like Pod, you hit Unburial Rites and go get Elish Norn, and normally that's enough to swing the game in your favor. Uh, Even if they kill it, the damage has been done with Elish Norn. Um, if it's later on, you can get a Wormcoil Engine, like if you've already gone one of these two. The other thing that's important to remember is that even when you do the gifts package and you shuffle Emrakul back, because the way you're casting in Burial Rites is by exiling it, by paying the flashback, you won't get that back out. So the next time you get Given, you probably want to get the whole package. You're probably going to get Iona, Elish Norn, Wormcoil Engine, and Emrakul. And they're probably not going to give you Emrakul. And then they're going to give you whatever is the least bad against them out of the other 3. Um, Emrakul almost always goes to the graveyard. The next is the spot removal package. It got changed up a little bit as well. Now we're running 1 Oblivion Ring, just a really good answer to a lot of threats. 1 Repeal, and 4 Path to Exile. Mostly all this is for is just to slow them down until you can get your combo out, or to stop something so you can win off your combo. And then our mass removal slash, other utility package. I probably should put this over here at Trinket Mage, because it's really a utility card. Uh, Wrath of God, Day of Judgment, and Engineered Explosives. All of these are just good board wipe effects. Engineered plus Academy Ruins is infinite, which is important to know. Timely Reinforcements. This deck has a lot of problems against really fast, aggressive decks if you can't get to the gifts for Iona and Unburial Rites, or gifts for Unburial Rites and Elesh Norn. Wormcoil Engine a lot of times just won't keep you alive long enough. And so Timely Reinforcements is really, really good, and it's worth putting in the main deck. The other thing that's fun, against a lot of decks you can gifts and get a Timely Reinforcements, a Day Judgment, a Wrath of God, and a Trinket Mage, and almost always they'll throw the Trinket Mage and the Timely Reinforcements away, giving you 2 mass removal spells, which is another cool little tidbit. Um, Onto the sideboard, still Singleton sideboard. Uh, I kind of have it grouped as to what they are. You know, Face Feathers and Ghostly Prison is just our enchantment lockdown package. Negate and Dispel is our counter package. Sundering Tine is just really good versus some matchups, but it's not very good against every matchup, where Wormcoil Engine almost is. That's the only reason that Wormcoil Engine's in the main, and Tine's in the board. Disenchant and Celestial Purge you're normally going to use. Just depending on the deck, if you need them, bring them in. Celestial Purge does stop some of the shenanigans of some of the decks pretty well. Renounce the Guild against anything that's playing a lot of hybrids. Dispense Justice, really good removal because it makes them sack. It's not targeted removal. So if they're playing like an Emrakul and they swing at you, you can dispense Justice. Emrakul's kind of a bad example. You're losing 6 permanents anyway. You pretty much lost at that point. All's Dust, just a mass removal as well. Chalice of the Void, good Trinket Mage target against the small decks, especially if they're running like a really high amount of 1 casting cost um, creatures or sorceries or whatever, or 2. Like if it's something low that you can easily pump out pretty quickly, this can be really, really crucial. And it's fetchable with Trinket Mage, which is nice. Torpor Orb is really good against the Soul Sisters decks. It's really good against Birthing Pod, so it has some utility there. Spell Sky, again, has some really good utility. It can serve as a blocker, or it can serve as a stopper for Splinter Twin combo. They have to deal with this card first. Um, Torpor Orb also stops Splinter Twin, which is nice. Tectonic Edge, another LD spell for the mirror match. And Crucible of Worlds, just to... this is basically the mirror match combo now, is going to be Tectonic Edge, Crucible of Worlds, Face Feathers, and Disenchant. Like, I found that those are really, really good against the mirror. Also, Dispense Justice is really good against the mirror. But, that's the deck tech. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time.